I just called to say.
Why are we even podcasting? I'm out.
Yeah, later, man. Say it. It's just me singing for an hour. I just called.
Yeah, they actually do karaoke here on Thursdays. So.
Oh, nice. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna put my hair up. Red, I was gonna wear my hair down, but it's getting in my face and it's bothering me, so I think I'm gonna put it up.
Keep it how it is.
But
it looks
it's
majestic.
in my face.
Were you
though.
in Mountain? Were you in that band?
Was I in Mountain?
The band Mountain?
I have no idea what the band Mountain is.
We will look that up
later.
later.
That sounded like bad grammar. So were you in Mountain?
I don't know.
Were you in Car?
I don't know why I had to think, and I enunciated so clearly improperly. But I think we're going.
Yeah, we're good.
This is LA Game Night.
Cool. Welcome, everybody.
Floor,
It's LA
yes.
Game Night.
Come
yeah.
on, I know. Come on, clap. Let's hear it from the room. Let's hear it from the room. That's a lot of noise from 7 people.
Look, let's be honest about video gamers. Sometimes it's only about, what, 6, 7?
You don't
like
have
that.
a watch on.
I don't.
Yeah.
I checked it. I didn't have one, no.
5.
I checked it. It's 5.
It's 5.
You know, most of them are not awake yet, so you got to rile them up, you know? Give them some Mountain Dew, eat some Doritos, and let's do this.
Get over here.
You know?
Get over here. Well, we are at the wonderful, the great, the greatest bar in the world, greatest people in the world, your friendly neighborhood geek bar, Scum and Villainy Cantina. It's in Hollywood. It's definitely worth the trip. Oh, you doing the hair? You're doing the hair. I don't think. Okay, we'll talk about that later. But 6377 Hollywood Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. Get down here. It is the coolest place. You walk into this bar, literally, you go into an entire different world. You forget you're on Hollywood. You forget you're in California. You forget that you're on planet that looks great.
Isn't it better?
That's great.
It's so much better.
It's
so much better.
I have to say, I'm very impressed. I love it. But yes, we are here at Scum and Villainy Cantina. We have some amazing games that we are showcasing tonight.
Yes, we do.
Amazing developers, awesome teams of people.
Hey, we even have some sponsors.
We do have some sponsors. We do. We count Scum and Villainy because they're just so great.
The host,
but
right?
Of course, we always have, from day one, we've had Game Realms in Burbank, the best place you can go to buy video games because not only do they know what they're talking about, but it doesn't feel like a mom and pop shop, but it totally is a mom and pop shop.
Right.
The staff knows what they're doing.
Nice. So I have a question.
Oh, what do you got?
Did you pitch them my idea?
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
No,
it's okay. It's
no,
okay.
not
I
yet.
know it's not that
yet.
strong. I got to work on it.
We'll sit down.
I got to workshop it.
Will should be here tonight. We'll work on it.
Cool,
But
cool.
you walk in. If they don't have it, they'll get it.
Great.
If you have any questions, they know the answers.
Right.
And they host a lot of fun tournaments too. So if you're a Dragon Ball Z player, get down there because they do, like, I believe every Thursday night. Go to game-realms.com and look at their calendar. Go down, compete. If you're good, go down, play some Dragon Ball.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun.
DBZ fighters, huh?
Absolutely, and they do it after the store closes. So you get to be in, you get to be in a video game store after it's already closed. So it's like it's getting into the candy shop early for a little kid.
Yeah, it's very. What's the movie where the record store is like open after hours and people go in there and hang out? High Fidelity.
High Fidelity.
It's very High Fidelity, but for video games.
Why did that take me so long to get there?
I don't know. Why did it take me so long to get there?
I have no idea. It's because you tied the hair back.
That's what it is.
A little bit.
That's confusing. Yeah.
But we have a new sponsor.
Yes. You were telling me,
Game Juice.
Yeah. So you were telling me a little bit about this
Game Juice
thing, and it's awesome.
It's a product.
Yeah.
Okay. It comes out of the alien genome world. A guy named Ted Edwards.
Right.
This guy.
Good old Teddy.
Tedwards. We call him Tedwards.
Tedwards.
He's a big Predator fan. So he's the Tedditor.
Ted-Ed?
He's the Tedditor. He's a huge Predator fan. The guy, he has such a great knowledge of the periodic table. I'm just going to put it there.
Nice.
So he talks. He knows what he's doing. He created this formula.
Yeah.
And it is a spray. You spray it on to your old cartridges or your new ones or whatever in your cartridge systems. And not only does it clean them, but it preserves them and it maintains them. Actually, to the point where this guy's not even joking with this product it came out with. My parents had some water damage.
Right.
And I went back. They live in Texas. I went back to go help them go through like their garage and storage units. I found all my old N64 games.
Oh, nice.
So I get the N64 out.
And were they good?
So I put the first one in.
Right.
It worked. It was great.
Awesome.
So it was GoldenEye. So I was like,
we're good. That's the most important.
We're good. And then I go to the next one, Mario Kart.
Uh-oh.
No good.
No
good. So I went through a few of them, hit and miss. Little things didn't work. Little things did. I knew the N64 worked. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to ship them all out to Los Angeles and just hold on to them.
Right.
Fast forward to now, I meet Ted through Game Realms.
Tedwards.
Teditor.
Teditor.
Aliengenome.com. That's where you get his info.
Right.
And we started talking. He told me about this thing he had. And I was like, hey, look, I love all these N64 games.
Right.
I want to bring them back to life.
Right.
He goes, hey, check this out. Use it. Let me know what you think. I go home. I got Mario Kart back.
Oh, nice.
I got Mario 10. I got all my N64 games. I sprayed them.
Very
I
nice.
cleaned them off. I followed his instructions.
Nice.
We'll eventually get him on the podcast here to talk more about
absolutely.
it. But man,
That's great.
I got a lot of happiness back.
Yeah, of course.
So
Yeah.
Alien Genome.
And the older they get, those old cartridges are just basically electronic leads that you're putting into the system. So they have to make good connections. And so you need a solvent that's going to get all that oxidization off of it. And so that's exactly what that sounds like.
Well, it's also, and it works too for maintaining. So like it preserves.
Okay, so it slows down. It retards, quote unquote, if we use the chemical terms, it retards the oxidation.
Sure. Yeah. No, but
you just said he knows the periodic table,
he knows
so I can
very,
relate.
very well. I'm gonna wait for him to do that whole rundown. But it's great. They've jumped on and they've been very helpful and helping us out with this game night. So
that's awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Thanks, Tedwards.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks,
Tedwards.
Teditor.
Go to www.aliengenome.com, or you can go to where I have it right here, GameJuice.app. It's for sale there, or you can go to Game Realms
and buy it there.
They sell it there.
Nice.
Or just contact LA Game Night. We'll hook you up.
Did you meet Tedwards through Game Realms?
I did. I went to one of the tournaments.
It's great. And he was there.
He was there. He runs it. He runs the tournament.
That's smart.
Yeah, so
that's smart.
That's how it all comes together.
Yeah, it is, man. It's all a community. It's all a community.
But we're here. Tell us a little bit about what we do at this night. Like, what do you get when you walk into Game Night?
So when you walk into LA Game Night here at Scum and Villainy Cantina, you're going to have different, so many. There's so many different setups. You've got retro. You've got some of the indie games we got set up. There's some Smash Brothers in the foyer. I guess that's a foyer. I don't know. It's
patio.
The patio. The what was it called it's the
I have
where
no
you
idea.
prepare. Yeah. It's where you prepare military stuff. That's where it's at.
Sure.
I don't know that word right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
What did he say?
He said helicopter pad. That's not what I was looking for. But that's
that's
close.
pretty spot on. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Let's go with it. So come to the helicopter
situation
pad
room. There it is. The situation
Okay.
room. Why that took me so long, I don't know. So there's a bunch of different games. We got retro stuff. We got our indie developers and their games here for demo. We've got a VR in the back.
VR in the back.
VR system in the back. We'll be talking to them soon.
Up front, the winners of the Tilted Shed Studios Game Jam held monthly down in Orange County.
Yeah.
The winner of that Game Jam is here showing off the game that they built. No. They built it in 12 hours.
Damn.
Yeah. So they're all set up. They're here. Come check it out. If you play in that Game Jam,
it sounds
really
like
cool setup.
I used to do like 48-hour and 24-hour film festivals.
Yeah.
I'm an actor and I do little short stuff. So I met a lot of people that I work with doing that kind of stuff. Where it's like I'm just super passionate, and now we have all this technology where we can make films in the palms of our hand in my pocket with my iPhone.
Yep.
And so we just got together 24 hours. So you're telling me there's game jams where they do the same thing, but programming.
The best one, man. You go down. It's down in Orange County. The Tilted Shed Studio team. They set it up. They've been doing it. They've been doing it for a while now. They set up in an esports arena, so you've got a lot of stuff to work with. And you go in, you sit down. Max, who was on last month with us, Flock of Dogs, he had actually also won a game. So his Game Jam game was here, and he was here with Flock of Dogs.
Oh, nice.
But it's awesome because you see these developers and you see all the artists and everything come together, just get better at what they do.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like anything. It's like when you're in sports, right? You can only get better at football if you're on the field.
Yeah, and you got to play with better players.
That's right. And so you have to challenge yourself, right? You have to challenge yourself to be better. And introduce things that are difficult in your life and then solve them.
Absolutely.
Right?
And the Tilted Shed guys are so good with just working on games that they kind of float around and help people out, and you're just like, man, you just really just throw that into Blender that quickly, and now you've got this impressive.
Man, this is what we call the effects of disruption in technology, right?
Yeah.
That's what we call this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Put a little pressure. Put a little pressure on it.
Yeah, of course. Because you're talking 2-3 years ago, this is unheard of, right? Like this kind of community where you can just go in and like, hey, man, I'm building this thing. Can you help me real quick? Okay, cool. See you later. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Before 2 or 3 years ago. We are in not only in video games, but in technology as a whole, especially the maker space. We're in a part of time that's really kind of incredible. There's a lot of stuff coming out quickly. that is easily accessible and cheap to get.
You know what? I gotta say, I'm gonna use that as a great transition into our first guest.
Yes.
VR.
Yes, absolutely.
So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna bring out Matt.
Because that is the
from
cutting
Pythias.
edge right now.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
We got Matt here.
All
He's
right, let's
walking
get
down.
Pythias up
He's
here.
doing
Oh,
the
yeah.
long walk. Coming on down.
I can clap.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
can clap.
Yes.
I can clap.
There we go.
There we go.
Come on over here. Come on
Come on
over
in,
here,
man.
Bobby. We got a microphone for you.
I don't bite hard.
All right.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, guys.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming down. So we tried to make a kind of forced crew transition
Yes.
into the technology,
Kind of forced.
but we love having, and I always do my best, and I've done it every month, having a VR game here because I think it's so new that the people who attend most of the time have never even had a chance or have only played VR here.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's important that we, give some view on that particular space because it's so cutting edge, and also when you're talking about it's accessible to most people, the cutting edge fields are where you want to have the most accessibility because then you have greater input, there's a bigger community, it grows, and in tech that only makes it better in long term. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
really excited.
It's really exciting to see
Yeah.
somebody try VR for the very first time, and it's that immersive experience that you don't experience in any other type of gaming environment.
Right.
Yeah, the games that I play, it's such a different headspace.
Yeah.
Just to kind of go with it, where you're
Yes.
literally you're in this room, and like if you're playing a video game, you can, if it's something that might be kind of scary, you can just kind of look away.
Right.
Not in VR because you are afraid to turn
Right.
around because you
Immersive.
don't know what's there.
Right,
It's
right.
incredible. And yeah, we have you on. You have quite a big team over at Coil Interactive. A lot of great people, a lot of great ties. Tell us a little bit about the development team, just the guys working on the ground.
Yeah, so the team started out with myself and Phil Donahue and Patrick Powell as the founders of the game. And Patrick and Phil are both students in the graduate program at LCAD, and I'm a graduate student at USC, the business school. And we've built a really great team of, we've got, I'm just going to go down the list because they've been fantastic. Adam and Justin are our engineers that have knocked it out of the park for the demo, and we've got some audio guys, Andrew, who you guys have on a little bit.
We'll talk to Andrew a little bit later. He's
Joe
an
and
alumni
Anthony,
here.
They've got some fantastic audio that they've done for us, and then we've got some artists that have been knocking it out of the park, as you guys will see in the demo. Kay, Ben, and Haley, and then we've got a couple other designers that are working to build some levels for us. Mark and Addie and Alon. So we've got a team of, it's relatively small compared to other teams,
Right.
but we're able to iterate very quickly on the game,
Yeah,
and all communicate, and it's great communication to be able to bring new ideas to the table.
Absolutely.
So Matt, you were telling me that Pythias it's a game about madness, right? So it's like
Yes.
and I was telling you that I have a short that's in the festival circuit that
Yeah,
is
I'm excited to see that.
Lovecraftian. Yeah. So for me, madness and that concept is something I concentrate on a lot because we all deal with it, right? We're all dealing with a little bit of crazy and trying to figure out how to go through space,
Right,
essentially. So it seems that that's kind of what Pythias is touching on, right? Madness in space.
It is,
Yeah.
and the great thing about VR is that we really want to have the player question their own reality.
Yeah.
So layers of reality going deeper and deeper, and to the point where you come out of one reality and you're like, wait a second, is this still real or is this imaginary?
Yeah.
But then you add in the horror aspect of it, and it's all psychological horror, so there's no blood or gore. And that just really amps up that ability to be able to immerse the player, but then also have a terrifying experience. And what we have as our mission to build the scariest VR game ever without spilling a drop of blood.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great because it gets you on a whole nother level. We're all used to getting chopped up or seeing the dead body or anything like that. And you see it, you're like, okay, let's keep going. But when something actually gets to you, like The Shining, I always go to that. That's my favorite horror movie because that one really scares me. Guy's losing his mind.
Man,
and you're watching it happen.
Through the looking glass.
Yep.
Like it just as a reading is such a mind meld, right? It messes with your mind because it's madness. It's like what's happening here. I thought that would always be a really cool VR game, by the way. If Disney ever
Going
gave
to
away
Alice
the
and
rights to a real rated R horror through the
Version
looking
of-
glass.
of
Yeah,
Lewis
absolutely.
Carroll's
man.
Through the
yes,
Looking Glass?
absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
It's terrifying. If you read it honestly and read what he's talking about, it's absolutely terrifying.
So to jump off of, I'll talk Alice.
I think VR is. What I'm identifying as VR is the realm to do that kind of stuff.
You guys you have a considerable amount. Not the biggest studio of players and everything, but you guys all come from different places. How do you find specifically working in VR, which is something that kind of to me feels a little more hands-on on the developer aspect? How do you find juggling and working together and kind of staying in the same headspace to create this entire vision?
Yeah, that's a great question. And early on, we developed some different types of tenets that we knew wanted to reflect the game itself. And one of the biggest things is that within VR, if you push a button and you expect to hit the button with your finger and you see the finger hit the button and you don't actually feel it in reality, you get pulled out. So we're actually developing the puzzles that are in the game, and the experience itself lends itself to think about that early on. And I'll give you an example. Like if you're controlling, or if you're solving a puzzle, you might be operating controls that are the same as your joystick. So you still feel like you're immersed, but that you feel like you're actually controlling something rather than that VR aspect.
You're tying feedback into tactile in order to give
as much as
immersion.
possible. As much as
Cool.
possible.
Yeah.
And then you brought up The Shining earlier. We have a great opportunity to build impossible rooms in any game environment, but especially in VR, where you get lost in the environment that you're in. And The Shining has been a great example for us and a good inspiration, because if you map out the Overlook Hotel, it's actually an impossible room. It can't actually exist.
Yep.
So those type of things are going in the level design and game development.
Do you find actually that the limitless options, do you have too many options? Is it too much to play with?
And that's part of our job as the directors, is to give them their constraints, give them their left and right lateral limits, and say, here's your sandbox, create something amazing in here. And because we are building, we do about month-long sprints, and during that process we iterate so many times that every single month the game develops, but it improves every time it goes through that iterative process. So we like to test out everything a lot. And that's what tonight is going to be great, is to be able to get a lot of player feedback as well.
This is good, man. You get some people who really, at first
rubber
time
meets the
VRs,
road kind of testing.
Yeah.
So you guys are very early in the development of this game. Well, not very early. You're at the demo stage, but what's the best way for us to get our updates and
definitely.
Where to see you guys, or if you are showcasing, where can we come out and play the game?
Absolutely. If you find us on Facebook at Pytheas, Pytheas game. You can follow all of our production announcements. We are very early in, so we don't have a launch date yet, but we're really excited, and check out all the demos that we're going to be having, and come check us out.
And if they come tonight, they'll be able to, right? If
yes.
they come down to
Actually, I want to just move that microphone. So we have this wonderful shirt. That is a raffle item.
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
Come down here, win a shirt.
Yeah.
And I just love the fact, I mentioned earlier, I played in bands and I've worked for bands. Merchandising is my favorite. When you guys showed up, we're like, we have T-shirts. I was like, that's amazing.
Especially when it's 70s retro.
It's 70s retro.
Right.
I worked for a lot of 70s bands, so yes, it fits right in there. But you know what? I want to say thank you so much, man. Your team has been awesome. So many of them showed up. It's going to be a really fun night. I cannot wait to get over there and play it. I'm scared of scary things, so I kind of can wait, but I can't wait.
See, I love madness and Lovecraftian stuff. I'm really kind of shy about horror movies and games, but because it's Lovecraftian, those are the ones I can handle. So I'm going to come and play and see what it's like.
Awesome.
Absolutely. We're excited to show off our game and get great feedback on it.
Awesome, Matt. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for being so cool.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking with you. Check out the live interview later. We get a little shots of the game in, so you guys can get a look at what's going on. And good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on.
All right.
Awesome.
You're very welcome.
Now we do the shuffle, and there we go.
Before we bring on the next guest, do we want to talk a little bit about the raffle?
We could talk about the raffle.
I don't know if we touched on that before we got into
We could.
stuff.
I wanted to talk about you.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah. Fill us in. I mean, every time I see anything from your world or your camp and your team of guys, it cracks me up.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. So outside of being a huge video game nerd and programmer, my primary job is as an actor.
Yes, it is.
And since, as this shows, we're living in the reality of make your own stuff, my roommate and I, who's also happens to be like a brother from another mother, Christopher Marone, we have a little production company we call the Epic Brothers. Epic stands for Every Person is Crucial. And the idea is that we try to make comedy that is socially conscious. So we make fun of the things that need to be made fun of in society that are often overlooked.
And you also wear some amazing outfits.
On occasion, I do use my physical comedy in order to heighten things.
Yes,
I have no shame, so I'm very,
If you guys are
capable.
picturing him in a bikini right now, you don't have to use your imagination.
You can just go to at Epic Bros Prods, or if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at The Real Rogden.
Yeah, spell that out.
Yeah. The Real Rog.
T-H-E.
TheReal Rogden.
Rogden. That's the catcher. You got to get the Rogden in.
Yep. First initial, last name.
It's perfect,
real
man.
Rogden.
It's funny stuff. It cracks me
man.
up. We're gonna get all that worked into the stream too,
Cool.
so we can just
I'm
run
excited.
it like a commercial. But
And having these constraints also, that's one of the things Matt was talking about. Constraints really gives you an opportunity to be creative.
Yeah.
And so, filling in time gaps and stuff like that gives us a chance to really be creative.
And you may occasionally see some people you might recognize from some larger films.
Yep.
Like one specifically from Deadpool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we do have some. Chris and I have made some friends over the years.
Well, you're a very
including
likable guy. That's why.
Thank you. I try to be genuine, and people are shocked by that, and I don't know why. I guess it's because there aren't a whole lot of those in life now.
Yeah.
So I try to be genuine, and that tends to go very well. So we have a couple of friends that are, bigger names.
Yep.
That will be joining us in a couple of our sketches coming forward. So in a
keep your
variety
eye
of
out.
places, Deadpool, a variety of different places.
Yep.
So
Keep your eye out.
keep an eye out. Yep.
Well, awesome. Let's go ahead and bring up another developer.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
Who's next?
We have Xco from
Yes.
Superhero X.
Nice.
Come on down. Now we
Ladies
wait.
and gentlemen, we got Xco coming on up. Give
We
them a
should-
round of applause, if you
There we go.
will.
Come on. You're loud in
on,
here.
buddy.
That wasn't that loud, but we're getting there.
So this is a fighter game,
This is a
right?
fighter
it's like
game.
a freeform combo fighter. Is that correct?
Free flow, yes.
Free flow.
Free
That's
flow
the
combo
word.
system, yes.
Nice.
So we
Very cool.
we were playing. I've been playing the game all day. You played a little
bit, yeah.
It's fun. I love fighting games.
Yeah.
I'm typically not good at them, and I think I'm good at this one. Now, when other people show up tonight, I'm probably going to realize I'm not that good.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of fun, and it's really smooth. The characters are great. There's a lot of cool things that you can do.
Right.
And one aspect specifically where you're in that plane where you can kind of dip your character
right.
out of it and come back in.
Yep. 3D
And I'm
blocking
saying
and
all these
dodging.
things that I like because you've done everything.
On his own.
Yeah, I've put this entire game. I've been working on this game for 2 years now. I'm a one-man team. Yeah, sadly.
And I don't know if you know this, but fighters are very difficult in terms of programming. Like those are the ones, especially hit detection and being able to animate properly is very difficult. So playing the demo that he's got at the level he's got by himself is mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing.
It's fighting games. One of the reasons why a lot of fighting games don't look graphically as amazing as games like per se God of War or what
Right.
have you is a lot of performance power does go towards the many animations and
Right.
making sure that the triggers and the hitboxes and everything are activated
Right.
as fast as they need to be activated.
Right.
So a lot of performance power does go to things like that in fighting games.
Right.
And I think that's sometimes why people wonder why fighting games don't look as good as, say, games like God of War. Not
Right.
that it's probably not possible, but it is an extra hurdle to come over as far as performance.
Right, and as our chips get better, and as we get more and more systems, that will obviously be easier problem to overcome.
Yes.
As we can see with DBZ, I don't know if you played DBZ, but because I think it's cell shaded animation,
Yeah.
it's so easy processing power.
Yeah.
In terms of get everything accurate.
Yeah.
So it looks so great, so smooth.
Yeah.
But to be honest, man, with as much as work that you've told me you put into this and seeing the graphic levels it's pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Like I'm really shocked at how great it is.
And it's unique because you tell us about you build your own character. It's really a custom type fighting game too, so you can play to your strengths. You don't just have to pick. You don't get stuck with someone and have to learn their specials. You kind of develop your own character.
Totally, yes. So it's so Superhero X is a 2.5D create your own fighter fighting game. It comes with no pre-made characters, but it does have a character creation mode, and you're able to build up to 100 original characters. And the idea behind it is that you mix and match fighting styles with power-ups. So you can have a karate fighting style with a shotgun power-up, or you can do like a ninjutsu fighting style with a shotgun power-up, or you can do ninjutsu with ice powers. You can make a ninja that has ice powers or a ninja that has a shotgun or whatever.
Right.
So that's the idea behind it, and mix and matching these two, plus aesthetically creating your character in character creation mode, will hopefully give people the ability to create superheroes, ninjas.
Right, because I tell you, in my imagination, a ninja is not complete without dual-wielding shotguns.
I
I'm
agree.
just saying. I'm just
I agree.
telling you.
I was throwing a lot of grenades earlier.
Look, you know, there's a concept of ninjas, right? When there's one ninja, he's invincible. When there's a lot of ninjas, they're easily killable.
Every
right?
time.
So if you have one ninja by himself, he's invincible, and you give him 2 shotguns, it only gets better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you add in a little bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's
into
as
it from
superpowered as
Terminator
it's going to
2.
get. I don't think that Superman is going to survive a ninja with 2 shotguns.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
being honest.
Well, you could
know?
create that
We
character.
could find out. We can find out.
find out. So we were talking a lot about superheroes, and one of the first things I noticed with the character I was playing, I went Captain America.
Yeah.
A little bit of that inspiration jump in.
Yeah, I mean, comic books and superhero movies are a huge inspiration. There's in my game, if you get knocked really hard, you can press the dodge button, which is set to R1, and he'll do a flip recover. So it prevents you from being knocked down for too long or whatever. But stuff like that was inspired by superhero cartoons. Oftentimes you'll see in superhero cartoons a character is fighting and they'll get punched really hard and they'll go flying back. But instead of landing on their back, they quickly do an air flip and land on their legs.
Right.
So stuff like that has been inspired by superhero cartoons.
It's really
for
awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, and so you've been working on this game for 2 years. When you're working on your own, how many kind of different concepts, how many times has it changed? Has it always been, I want to do a fighter game, or have you kind of worked with the technology you've had and gone, you know what, I want to take it this direction? How do you kind of stay on track when it's just you?
So I've always wanted to build a fighting game. I've been making iOS Android games for a little over 8 years. This will be my first console game. So I have like a decade of game experience under my belt, and everything has led up to the building of this game. I've always loved fighting games. I've always loved games like Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur, Virtua Fighter, Bloody War, games that are accessible but have enough strategic opportunities to create a healthy amount of depth. I've always wanted to create a fighting game. There's so many fighting games out there, and my resources are so limited. That's where the concept for the create your own fighting game came with. 'Cause even though I have limited resource, what I'm giving you within this fighting game formula will allow you to create any type of character you want. So that in itself is what makes Superhero X so special. It's the fact that it's a create your own fighting game.
Again, going into this I think it's a theme running tonight where it's constraint really ramps up the creative aspects of development and
it's
creation.
True.
Put a little pressure on.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes
So
within limited circumstances, you're forced to make creative decisions that,
absolutely.
definitely.
That it actually end up
That's part of
making
the
it better,
creative
right? It's
process.
part of the
And it
creative
can be a
process.
huge benefit because then you get off of what you're hung up on, which ultimately you might be so hung up on it wasn't that great.
Right.
And then you get something in that works, and then you tweak it and you move forward. But you've got
One
to keep
thing
moving
as a creator
forward.
that I've always come back to and really found solace in is kill your darlings.
Yeah.
Kill the things that you find precious in creation, whether it's storytelling, improv, video game creation,
Songwriting,
anything.
Well, you
man.
definitely
Songwriting,
have
to-
kill your darlings.
You have to let go of your ego.
Right.
You have to lower your ego. I mean,
Correct.
it's healthy to go in with ideas, but you should keep an open mind and
Yes.
you should lower your ego, because sometimes those ideas won't work out
Right.
when you're actually making it happen.
Yeah.
And so you have to be flexible. You have to work with what you have and just figure it out.
Yeah, that's the essence of kill your darlings. It's just
Yeah.
let go of the ego.
Yeah.
The idea may be good, and if it is, when you remove your ego, it'll survive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
So Xco, we can find your other games and your stuff on xcogames.com. Is that right? Yeah. So you said you developed some other iOS stuff.
All of my iOS Android stuff is pretty old. I don't really have anything up anymore. I'm 100% focused on this, and
Great.
it's I've already been confirmed. I'm already an official Sony developer. This game is
Nice.
coming to the PlayStation 4.
Cool.
And so
Congrats on that. That's great. That's
thank you
really
so much.
great.
Yeah. It's my first console game, so I'm excited to show people what I can do as far as gameplay.
Sweet. Very
Yeah,
cool.
well, right now I think you're showing a lot. It's a very fun game. I really can't wait to see a lot of people come in and start to battle it out.
Yeah.
And I want to see who's good, who's not good.
Right.
I think I'm good, but
Dude, there were some combos I was finding that I had no clue, and it was just like all of a sudden I pulled out this giant gun, and it was a rocket and a grenade launch, and it was just
works.
like, okay,
My
great.
trick is I get down low to the ground and I start shooting. No, that's
that's an effective strategy.
I did that quite a bit.
Low shot.
So you think when can we see this game available?
I have I've hopefully in a few months. I'm almost done with the male customization mode. I still need to start the female customization mode.
We got a bit of work ahead of you, but
Yeah,
I mean, what we have now, I wouldn't have even really known just what I've been playing.
It's great.
It's a lot.
I'm
It's a lot.
literally flabbergasted by how smooth it was.
We've always had consistently awesome games here.
Yeah.
People probably watching this podcast are like, oh, they're probably doing this. No, that's why we do the live interviews later, so we can put the shot of the game in the background.
Right, so you can see it.
Yeah, like this game actually looks so clean, so awesome.
Well, and that's it. Is even at the level it's at, which is it's not a completed game because he's still working on it. But even at the level it's at, it's like one person did this. One person did this, and it's at this level. I can't wait for it to come out and see what it's going to be like.
Well, keep checking xcogames.com.
Yeah,
xcogames.com. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, thank you, Xco.
Yeah, thank you for coming down. Enjoy the rest of the night. Now we just have some fun.
Yes, thank you, gentlemen.
Awesome. Well, we have to keep talking, Ron.
Yeah, unfortunately, you and I don't get to get out of here.
We don't know.
We still have to hold this thing on our shoulders, don't we? So before we bring up the next one, let's talk about that raffle because we still didn't get to that raffle, right?
Yeah, we should talk about the raffle.
Yeah.
The raffle, we got a lot more going on this month.
So you were telling me.
Kind of inadvertently, I was like, you know what? We've just been raffling off one item. And it's been fun and great, but it's been the same item over and over.
So how does the raffle work for those people who don't know?
It's a free raffle. So if you come in, you get a ticket.
Cool.
Right away. You come in, you get a ticket. If you're so kind, give us your email address or follow us on social media at LA Game Night.
Right.
Just pretty much just Instagram. Just follow us at LA Game Night.
Join us on Twitch.
I'll give you a raffle ticket, but you don't just get one. You can rack up a lot of raffle tickets if you're clever. A lot of our games will actually incentivize, and you can maybe earn one from the developers.
Oh, nice.
I give out a fun little card that is basically when you buy 10 subs, you get the 11th sub for free.
Right.
What this card does is I hand it to you when you come in.
Right.
It's got 5 boxes.
Okay.
So you come in, you go outside, and you check out the Tilted Shed Studio Game Jam winner.
Right.
They will mark it.
Right.
You come over and you see our wonderful artist, Cassandra Vasquez, and just talk to her. Her art is incredible.
I was
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Earlier,
It's phenomenal.
So that's
I'm looking at it now. I forgot we're even. I'm going to put my back to the camera to look at her art.
It's a lot of World of Warcraft stuff, so she and I are going to get along.
Yeah, and you go over, and if she thinks that you have given her time, she'll go ahead and mark you off.
Great.
Head over to Xco.
Right.
Play his game. We have another wonderful game, Get Gear, Kill Dragon.
Nice.
Go over, play that game.
Right.
Get your X off, and then go
play
to the back.
Pythias.
Play Pythias.
And then you got 5 boxes.
5 boxes.
And that gives you what?
You get another raffle ticket.
Nice.
Yes, and you've played every game.
So it's like an upgrade.
It's an upgrade.
Basically, you have introduced the idea of a quest to people who come here for
It's a game.
Tickets.
It's a game inside Game Night.
It's a quest.
And if you want to come dressed up, I'll give you one for participation. Come in cosplay.
I don't know what to do. I don't know. I didn't know we could cosplay. If I knew that, I'd be cosplaying now.
I thought the bikini might come out, so I didn't tell you.
Fair.
But now that you know, I'm kind of just worried about next month.
I made that coconut bikini.
Did you really?
From scratch. I bought coconuts, I split them in half, and I drilled holes in those things and tied some rope. I made that coconut bikini, and I'm very proud of that.
You are resourceful.
I am, man.
I mean, you make a lot of stuff, and coconut bikinis, we're just going to go ahead and put that on the list.
Yeah, coconut bikinis. Cool, let's put that on the list. We could even make one and raffle it.
We could.
No? Okay.
Signed by and worn by. This was a stage-played coconut. No.
So the raffle prizes we have tonight are...
Yeah, so you still get your $50 Game Realms store credit. Store credit at Game Realms for $50.
Right.
You win that. That's great. You go in. You get to meet people. They have also provided, thank you very much, Mr. Chris Perry. Mr. Chris Perry over here. We will be raffling off from Game Realms the history of Sonic the Hedgehog. This one is unopened, so it's brand new, but I have flipped through this book separately. I love Sonic. I know a lot of people love Sonic. It's awesome. We have the wonderful Scum and Villainy has been gracious enough to give $50 worth 2 separate $50 gift cards to the bar to be redeemed at a different date. So you can't use it tonight. You got to come back.
Of course.
But you're going to want to come back regardless.
Right.
They also sell merchandise. I don't know if you guys should come in.
Is that a
wear
Scum
your
and
swag.
Villainy
It's a
Cantina trucker hat?
Absolutely.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're great. I
gotta
got
get
one.
one. I gotta get
It's
one of those.
awesome. And on top of that, our wonderful team at Pythias, they brought in merch. They've got T-shirts.
They
There goes
were
Chris, he's
so
running.
kind. They were so kind to gift me one of these as well, which is very
Yes,
kind.
and we will be raffling off. You got that?
Yep, I got it.
We
There
are
it is.
raffling off
There it is.
the Pythias T-shirt, so you can wear some cool swag. And it's a nice. They did a good job.
Yeah.
They actually went.
It's like
From me playing in bands, we did not get the nice shirts. We didn't.
100%
split that.
cotton.
It's
real
wonderful.
nice color.
It's wonderful,
it's
and it's
great.
retro. I love it. But that's, we got these awesome raffle tickets. And speaking of Pythias, to cut over again, one of their team members,
Yeah.
an individual named Andrew Rahimi,
Oh, yeah.
he's all over
I know.
game night. He is one of our featured composers
Yep.
every month. And the very first game night we did, before we were podcasting,
Right.
you just came out to hang out. I
Yep.
didn't even know you.
We didn't even know
We
each
met
other.
there.
We met.
We had Andrew Rahimi with his team showcasing a mobile side scroller called The Raven Conspiracy.
Right.
That game was awesome at game night. People
Yeah.
loved it. It's out.
Yeah.
So we actually
Available
have
on
Andrew
iOS.
here. Andrew worked on Pythias. I want to bring him up. I want to talk about Raven.
All right, let's do it.
Andrew, are you here?
Andrew, come on up,
Come
man.
on up. I keep looking at my phone. I'm doing the
So
time.
yeah, you can actually find this currently on iOS and Android. Raven Conspiracy.
Andrew,
free
here
play.
we go. Come on in.
Come on in, man.
The microphone is down there.
How's
So-
it going?
He's a lot
guys?
taller when he stands
He
up.
is.
When
He
he
is
was sitting down, it
absolutely.
was like, all right.
I need some phone books.
Now I gotta, like,
feel like,
all right,
You
yeah.
want me to just kind of scrunch down
Tom
here?
There you
Cruise
go.
and
There you
Top
go.
Gun.
Yeah, we got
should-
Tom Cruise it a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly.
Work the quads while I'm over here.
Well, welcome back. I guess you never really left.
I really
No.
didn't.
No,
I just
you've
kind of
been
holed
here.
up in the back area by the
yeah, he's just been hanging out back
You've
there.
been here
There's
all that
food
time?
and drink. He's been fine. He's just been here. No, that's not true because you're extremely busy.
Yes.
Not only are you on the team that is showcasing Pythias tonight, exactly, wearing the shirt, you just put out a game.
Yeah, so along with Always Player 2, a little game crew that I've been working with, I should say, for the past year and a half, we put out a mobile game called Raven Conspiracy. It's available on Android and iOS, and I was really happy to be a part of that team. It's a group of friends that I've known for a little while that was originally LA-based.
Right.
A few people flew up to Seattle, a few people came down to San Diego,
Right.
but generally we've kind of kept the team together and continued development, even being split up across the West Coast. And after a lot of hard work, we finally have this game out for people to enjoy.
Nice.
Now tell our viewers, if they were not at the first game night, they may not know, it's a side-scrolling game, but it's not just a side-scrolling game. You've got to be on your toes if you want to advance in this game.
Definitely. So we made this game with both casual and hardcore players in mind. We made it easy enough so that anyone could pick it up. The tutorial does a very good job of ramping up the difficulty,
It really
explaining
does,
the game
yeah.
mechanics, and making it very, very bare bones so that anyone at all, even people who aren't like gamers
Right,
or really play
right.
video games at
Yeah,
all, could
yeah.
pick it up, get moving with it, and then as the game progresses, it ramps up in difficulty to the point where some of my best friends, like hardcore gamers, are actually having trouble playing
Nice.
a mobile platform.
Yeah.
which
That's
is
awesome.
not
Yeah.
something you think of when you think mobile
Right.
gaming. You
Not
think
at
like
all.
hardcore difficulty.
Nice.
Yeah.
We kind of cover the bases on that.
Very
No,
cool.
I have to say, like, it's one of those games because I play it. I love it, but I have to be careful because I'll sit down and start playing it, and then I'll look up and be like, that was 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
was 30 minutes.
Those are the best casual games.
Yeah,
They're not so
ab-
casual.
Absolutely, yeah, no, without a doubt. But
Yeah.
it's been out. It's been out for roughly a month now.
It's been a couple weeks. Yeah, I think
Couple weeks.
we were done with our final build end of July, and right now we're end of August. So yeah, it's actually been, come to think of it, yeah, it's been close to a month that it's
Yeah.
been out. It's
So I saw this game a long time ago, way before game night was even a thought, and you guys were showcasing the game at Casual Connect in Anaheim at the Disneyland Hotel.
Yes.
How big of an impact did getting that game to such a premier spot, like how much was that for the team, for you guys kind of maybe to hit that point of this is absolutely real, we have a real product here, we're showcasing with some really great games.
Right.
I just keep going back to that because it's just awesome to see that you guys push there. What kind of impact does putting your game out onto a platform like that have?
Sure. So, I mean, Casual Connect was a pretty big push for me at the very beginning of this year. I mean, we're sitting here end of August, and this was early January.
Yeah.
back when I think we crossed paths.
We didn't know each other, but
well,
we
that's
crossed
when you
paths.
that's when you first saw the game.
Yes, I did
Okay.
see the game. I didn't see you. I did see the game.
So myself and one of our other developers, Chris Cow, was working the booth at Casual Connect. So I think that was probably one of the moments where I was up checking the convention,
Yeah,
listening to some
yeah.
talks. Then you came by our booth.
Yeah,
and so
probably.
he showed you through. So it was cool to have our game showcased on such a large stage. To have that many people, actually from around the world, come and check it out.
All over the world at Casual Connect.
It was an incredibly global event. I mean, I had roommates that were from the Czech Republic. I met people from Maldives. This was like
Crazy.
literally
A
all
lot of
around
South
the
America.
entire world.
A lot of South America was showcasing.
Ton
at
of
that
South
as well,
America. I
yeah.
met a bunch of Brazilian people.
Yeah.
Like this really was a international.
Yeah,
event.
casual gaming is turned into that now, right? Like so much of our casual games actually come out of China and Russia. But that's incredible. We want. I think really that's better for the environment or
Yep.
for this particular industry is to get it international because everyone's a game player, right?
Yeah, it's
and
more
then you're
inclusive.
just got more people to actually get your game into their hands. So it's only going to make everything better. So it's absolutely.
And that was the selling point of being able to have our game at an event like this, is
Yeah.
because we had so much foot traffic. We had so many people coming by the booth to check the game out.
Right.
We got a lot of really good feedback, and we were able to sort of progress the game in the 8 months since we debuted it at Casual Connect. There was a lot of just positive reception. I mean, we were finalists. We were nominated for
Yes,
Best
yeah.
Design, which
That's
was
great.
something that really like helped lift our spirits to
Absolutely.
push this game out
and
to
give you
market.
really a boost to get it out, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
also,
nice.
I mean, we're talking about, you did Casual Connect. It's already been 8 months since Casual Connect
which
before
I
you
can't
released
even
it.
fathom because
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like 8
But
months.
it was a lot of time leading up to Casual Connect. This game has been in development for quite a while, right?
Yeah, so the team that I've been working with, which including myself, it's 4 people at time of release.
That's a small team.
It's a very small team. It was cool how intimate it was because anyone could get an idea across, and there wasn't like a whole lot of hierarchy.
Right.
You didn't have to worry about like is the lead gonna like this or not. You could talk to anyone. Like you could talk to a
Yeah.
best friend. So
Just call 'em.
Socialists.
Just call them.
Socialists.
Yeah. You don't have to send out that email
Nothing
late
like
on
that.
Friday going, I'm not going to hear back till
Nothing
Monday.
Damn
like that, nothing like
anti-capitalists.
that.
Yeah. But you guys worked. It's the reason I kind of want to talk about that is when people make these games that you play on your phone or you go out and play anywhere, it's a process, man. It's like, what does it take? 7 years to be an overnight success? Like it's just you put a
the
lot
amount of
work
man
in.
hours is 10,000 man hours.
10,000
right?
to
yeah,
perfect
to be
your
considered
craft.
a master at any craft. It's actually Malcolm Gladwell who suggests that through research. It's about 10,000 hours. If you put that much time into anything, you can relatively, with accuracy, call yourself a master.
The Beatles.
Yeah, exactly.
just keep making
Before
songs.
they played Ed
keep writing
Sullivan
songs.
show,
Exactly.
Yep.
they had already, exactly.
Terry
So-
Gilliam, for example.
Exactly. So you guys have this game as it was developing. When did you come into the process?
So as I was saying earlier, the team was pretty small, 4 people, and they had been working, 3 people aside from myself, have been working on this game for a handful of years, actually. This has been going on for about 2 or 3 years, as I understand it, before I even showed up on the scene.
Oh, wow.
I ended up meeting
Wow.
one of the artists just through happenstance at a video game networking event at a bar, no less. Not this one, not
Not this
here,
one.
but
But
in
that does
LA.
happen here.
But just to
Absolutely,
say
yeah.
that's why you come to things like
Yes,
this, because you never know
exactly.
who you're going to meet.
Really, you
Continue,
don't.
right.
And through just going and chit-chatting with people, meeting a friend, making a friend, and then ending up working on a game that comes out to market 2 years later. My involvement with the game was about a year and a half, a little more than that, but the game was spinning for about
And
3-4 years before then.
I know this because we just did a panel together at Art Institute North Hollywood. You came in to do what exactly on Raven Conspiracy, and how is it different from what you do on Pythias?
Worlds different. So when I had
Totally
met the team for Raven Conspiracy, they were pretty far along in terms of art, level design, programming. It was a very full-fledged and solid game to begin with. And I was thinking, like, this is really awesome. Like, I just love playing this. It was a lot of fun. And I just happened to ask them, how far along are you guys in your development cycle? Are you looking for people to do audio? I mean, I do composition. I'm a music composer, but I also love sound design, and I say I'm a sound designer first and foremost than anything. And just out of the blue, they're just like, yeah, actually, it's perfect timing. All of our game, everything you've heard so far, it's all placeholder, it's all temporary sound effects. We're looking for someone who does this professionally to come in and give the whole thing a sound makeover. So it was the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
And I ended up doing all of the music composition. I did 4 or 5 completely original tracks, as well as a whole slew of sound effects.
Nice.
Now, on the flip side, for Pythias, as of right now, which, I mean, the build we have back there has been in development for about a month and a half. It's a very, very quick build. Yeah, if that doesn't tell you how hardworking that team is.
Yeah, seriously.
We got a lot done with 20 people in a very small amount of
Yes,
time.
you did.
Very cool.
And on that one, I actually don't have any creative inputs as far as sound design and audio. We have a composer and we have a sound designer. I'm
Right.
actually doing implementation.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Much more technical. It's about taking all of the finished products that our sound designer and composer give me and then working them into the game, along with a lot of our other developers, along with Matthew and Phil.
And that
You're the
audio
baker.
integration's a whole nother skill
You're the
set.
baker. He's
But-
baking it.
I know I've had speaking engagements with you before. We could go on and on and on. We're gonna grab you for a live interview and show off Raven Conspiracy a little bit. And
Sounds awesome.
I want to just say thanks for sticking around. Thanks for doing the first one. We had no idea what this event was gonna be,
Yeah.
but you were there. It was awesome, and your team was great.
Honestly, I'm excited to see how you and Pythias grow, especially having come from Raven Conspiracy and still being involved with LA Game Night. I'm excited to see what,
I mean,
what
I
happens in
don't
the
see
future.
myself stopping coming
Yeah,
to
man.
these
Oh,
events.
and
I mean,
if
this
you
is
wanna
the
hear
fourth
his-
one of these.
If you want to hear his music,
Yeah.
we have it playing
We
on
have
our
it
live
playing.
stream.
Yep.
And it's playing here if you come to the event.
Great.
But if you watch us on twitch.tv/LA_game night, you'll hear some of Andrew's music.
Yeah.
And you'll get all the information where you need to find him as well.
Perfect.
Awesome,
Great.
Andrew. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Andrew.
much for
Thank you
coming
guys
on.
for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime, man.
Back to the
Great.
bar.
Yeah.
All right, now enjoy the night. We're gonna do the handshake. There we go. It's a tight squeeze. It's a good one.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
I really enjoy these, man. We get to talk to some
It's-
really creative.
You know, what I really
honest
love about
workers.
this is like, it's just passionate people talking about things they love
Yeah.
in a way, in a free form manner. And
Yeah.
I think that's as good as you're going to get with communicating with people like that.
I want
you
to
know?
talk some more of those people that
Yes.
we don't have on the podcast.
Absolutely.
But we mentioned Cassandra earlier.
Yes.
She is our artist. Watch
Miss
the
Vestas.
stream. Her art is all over it. Get down here, talk to her, check it out. But CassandraVasquez.com, or you can go to her Instagram, Cassandra Vasquez Art. You have her Twitter at Cassandra_art.
Nice.
And her art station
Oh.
is /Cassandra Vasquez.
Cool.
So check it out. I don't know how.
I've only been.
I don't
I've
know
only
how they do art that great.
glanced
She
at
is-
her art, and it's kind of incredible.
We've had a lot of different styles of
Yeah.
artists here.
That's what
and
I've
it's,
noticed.
It's just
Where do you find them, Red?
the artist. I find an artist, and then I'm like, hey, you got someone for the next month? Like, you got to check out this person.
Oh.
So it's a network, a little community.
to
But
mouth.
if you
Nice.
want to showcase your art, hit us up on
Yeah.
Instagram.
You never
and
know.
We will do our best to work you
Especially if
in.
you got any good.
And we also work in a lot of composers.
Yes, we have a lot of composers. Mark Dolgan.
He's a regular. He's the man.
Is that Payman or Pejman?
That's Pejman.
Pejman
Roosbeh, yeah.
Roosbeh?
Pejman Roosbeh. That
Pejman
guy,
Roosbeh?
his stuff will blow
Yeah.
you away. And
I've
he's
heard a lot.
funky too,
Like
man.
seriously, the music on the podcast is really good.
yeah.
Mike Thal,
Mike's great.
of course, the resident Andrew Rahimi.
He is always there.
Austin-
This is our new addition, Austin Grun. We
Grun,
just threw him on
yeah.
for this month.
Cool.
Really cool stuff. And then some Red Rock guys here with Enrique.
Yep.
He's the man.
Yep.
And an
Of
individual
course.
named Chris.
Now, I think Mr. Perry earns a little bit more time
he does.
because
more time.
Chris is not only a composer.
No.
He is also a gifted technician.
He
And
is
with-
what allows us to actually
Correct.
work.
Without him, none of this happens.
Nothing. We would be talking into just.
It'd just be you and me in a room.
I
That's
mean,
really all it
I
is.
would still enjoy it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
We could have great conversations, you and
so.
I, in a room.
Yeah. Find our separate podcast later.
Yes, later. So, but Chris is vital, and I really think we should just give Chris and everyone else who helps us out
Yes.
a round of applause right
Yes,
now.
absolutely.
Thank you,
Come on,
everybody.
give us a round of applause. Thank you. And the beautiful, wonderful Amber Van Busker.
Yes.
She is our social media.
Absolutely.
Saves the day.
Beautiful human being.
JC at the bar here.
Yeah.
Will
of
at
course.
Game Realms. Ted with Alien Genome and Game Juice.
Tedwards.
And Ron.
Oh.
The Ron. The real
The
Rogden.
Red, the real Rogden and the Red.
The Red.
Red Rock Music.
That is it.
That's you.
I want to say thank you once again for being a part of this with
Anytime.
me. And how about we just play some games?
That sounds like a plan, man.
It's a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
All right.
Let's do it.
That's
We'll see you next time, guys.
We're out.
That's it. We're out.
Thank you.
It's over.